Hey everybody, this is our trip back from Polebridge, and thought I'd show you the same trip pointing the other way. I did share part of this road coming into Polebridge in one of my last short videos, and since then it looks like the sun is different. The smoke may have cleared up a little bit. It sure looks like more blue more blue skies than earlier. And so I was really hoping maybe we get down a ways here and we get a different point of view over to the river. So anyways, I just passed the bar and grill that I saw on the way to Polebridge earlier when I said, you know, if I don't find something to eat, I'll turn around and come back here, because I wasn't sure what to expect at the end of the line. Now I'll show you out my window. What's over there? So you kind of seeing some of the tail ends of the mountains. And another wall of trees. And I'm seeing that fencing thinking, hey, just think, that's got to be somebody's yard, huh? Someone's got a big backyard right there. Well, I lucked out, there was food, and I grabbed a couple pastries, and it said huckleberry pie bar, kind of like a lemon bar style of treat. So I grabbed 3 things to munch on over the next couple of days. Guess I better eat them as soon as possible, because they're probably better if they're fresh. So I might be pigging out, you know, on some huckleberry treats. So anyways, I made it to the Sasquatch burger place. So I got in my truck and I was about to turn around, because I thought the general store was where they had the restaurant, and they said, nah, we don't really have a restaurant, we just got some things in our hot box. And I'm like, there's more of that. So I was surprised to see it get flat like this. I forgot about how it flattens out. It looks like, you know, some place for the cattle. I did see a warning sign earlier on coming up here that be careful of the cattle. Thinking, that looks like cattle country. Anyways, I found out that there's not a restaurant in there, so I thought there was. See, it's like my second time in that place. I forgot what was even in there, so I did a really quick clip of the store. I wanted to get in and out without disturbing anybody, and then show a little bit of the area quickly where I sat down to eat. So the Sasquatch burger wasn't actually very big, but it was good. It tasted like fresh meat, like they must have portioned their own meat and pressed their own patty. So, you know, it was a modest burger made on a fresh made bun. So there's a lot to be said for a fresh piece of bread, right? You betcha. So, and they had hand-cut french fries. So I ate till I was full enough. Yeah, and while I was out there, I needed somewhere to sit, so I sat down at a table with a few guys, some older guys from Canada, and I think one of the guys mentioned he's up here from Colorado. So we got to visit a little bit, and I explained to them a little bit about the huckleberries. I mentioned that in my earlier video, that if you go up into these mountains here, there's huckleberries, and that's where Nick and I went when we had our incident with the truck breaking down. So, anyways, the moral of the story, you know, so if you're there for the story where Nick and I went up the mountain, the truck broke down, is that we got help kind of easily. It's not the end of the world, but, you know, it's not ideal. I mean, if the truck didn't break down, we probably would have picked some huckleberries. Well, what I wanted to tell you about that story is, I think Nick came over to the house to visit us, and I was living with Rosie and Gary. Now, Gary's a funny old guy, you know, and he goes, hey, Nick, you want to go huckleberry picking? Nick goes, no. No, thank you. Yepers, pretty red truck. If you like trucks, this is a good place to live. You see plenty of them. As I've grown to like trucks, so I gotta say, one thing that makes me successful in life is I get to drive the vehicle I like and the year that I like, you know. So I never thought I would be a truck driving girl. I was telling Rosie, my old friend that I came to stay with, that I'm just gonna get a little car and save money on gas. And she said, you don't do that around here. You need to get a truck like mine. And she drove a Chevy Suburban, like a 93 Chevy, and she let me be the driver quite a bit. You know, she got to know me and stuff. The more she rode with me, the more she trusted me after she found out I'm good at driving. So there's a beautiful creek I saw earlier. And oh, I don't know if you could see up that way. If I had time, I would go out and splash around in there. See, I can even see the blue in it. That's amazing. So the reason I also wanted to show this way is you can see different mountaintops coming out of here. Yeah, I was just talking about something to do with Rosie and Gary. She was the one that turned me on to driving a truck. She taught me that if you live up here, you're better off in a vehicle like this. You know, sure, it costs more money to drive and everything, especially a little more gas and everything, but that's life insurance. She said it's like you're paying for life insurance by paying a little extra to drive this type of vehicle. So I agree with that. And if you on the road with a lot of heavy traffic, you don't want to be the only one not driving a truck. So there's a lot of people drive cars and mid-sized vehicles, though, nonetheless. But of course, up here, you know, you're gonna want a four-wheel drive of some kind. And in the wintertime, a lot of times you're gonna need it, and good tires and everything. So, you know, you can do it. I mean, there's people living up here year-round, and it's because they probably have the right equipment and everything. I don't know. I kind of feel like sometimes I'm tempted to do the same. Like, I love the idea of, say, going out and living in the middle of the forest. But, you know, of course, a lot of things could go wrong, right? Like, there's bears and stuff, and then there's wildfires and stuff. Otherwise, it's got to be really good for your health to be up here surrounded by nothing but trees, mostly. Not very much vehicle pollution as it would be to be right in the center of town where I'm at. So that would be ideal. But, you know, the further out of town you live, the harder you work to keep up your property and that type of thing. Woo-hoo. All right, well, heck, I wanted to share a little bit of this portion of the road. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of change in here, so I do want to make a series of videos sharing this road. A little easier to share these videos and upload them and then make one big long one anyway. So I'll end it here for a little bit, and we'll talk to you soon.